There's a moment that happens every single day in millions of homes around the world. You grab your keys. You put on your shoes. You say bye, maybe to the air. Maybe to a pair of eyes watching you from the couch. And then you close the door. And on the other side of that door, something happens. Something your cat has never been able to tell you in words. But science, and years of careful observation, is finally starting to translate. Welcome, if you're here. You're the kind of person who looks at their cat and wonders what's really going on behind those eyes. And that already makes you an extraordinary pet owner. Most people never ask, you do. And that matters more than you know. So let's talk about what your cat actually thinks when you leave the house. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you will never look at your cat the same way again. Let's start with the moment right before you leave. You might not notice it, but your cat has been tracking you for the past 20 minutes. Cats are creatures of extraordinary routine. Their nervous systems are wired to detect patterns. And you, whether you realize it or not, have a leaving routine. You wake up at a certain time. You make coffee. You shower. You put on specific clothes. You pick up your keys. Each one of these actions is a signal, and your cat reads every single one of them. Studies in animal behavior have shown that cats begin to show subtle signs of stress. Slightly dilated pupils, a stiffening of the posture, a tail that moves just a little too slowly. Well before you actually walk out the door, they know. They always know. And here's what's fascinating. This isn't anxiety in the way we typically think of it. It's not panic. For most cats, it's something closer to anticipatory awareness, a kind of emotional preparation. They are getting ready for your absence the same way you might mentally prepare for something you know is coming. Now, the door closes. What happens next? The first thing most cats do is something that might seem strange if you've never thought about it before. They go to where you were, your spot on the couch, your side of the bed, the chair you always sit in. They don't do this randomly. They do it because your scent is there. And scent, for a cat, is not just information. It is presence. It is comfort. It is you, in a form they can access even when you're gone. A cat's sense of smell is estimated to be between 14 and 40 times more powerful than a human's. When your cat buries their face in your blanket or presses their cheek against your pillow, they are not just smelling you. They are, in a very real neurological sense, being with you. The olfactory system in cats is directly connected to the limbic system, the part of the brain that processes emotion and memory. Your scent doesn't just remind them of you. It activates the same emotional pathways that your actual presence does. Think about that for a moment. You leave, and your cat finds a way to keep you close. Not because they were trained to, not because they want something from you, but because, on a neurological level, you are their safe place. Now let's talk about something that surprises a lot of people. Do cats actually miss us? The short answer is yes. But the way they experience missing someone is different from how we do. And understanding that difference is key to understanding your cat. Humans experience longing as a kind of active, conscious ache. We think about the person. We replay memories. We feel the absence as a presence in itself. Cats don't work that way. At least not in the same cognitive framework. Though what researchers have found is that cats show measurable behavioral and physiological changes when separated from their primary attachment figure. That's you. Their cortisol levels, the stress hormone, can rise during your absence. Their activity patterns change. Some cats vocalize more. Some eat less. Some become hypervigilant, patrolling the home, checking rooms, sitting by the door. These are not random behaviors. They are the behavioral signature of an animal that is oriented towards someone who isn't there. And here's something that will stay with you. In a landmark study published in the journal Current Biology, researchers tested cats using a modified version of the strange situation test, the same test used to measure attachment in human infants. What they found was that the majority of cats showed a secure attachment style to their owners. When their owner returned after a brief absence, securely attached cats showed a specific pattern. They greeted their owner, sought brief contact, and then returned to exploring. Exactly the same pattern seen in securely attached human children. Your cat isn't indifferent. Your cat is attached. Deeply, quietly, consistently attached. Now, what does your cat actually do while you're gone? This varies enormously depending on the individual cat, their age, their history, and the environment. But there are some patterns that show up again and again. Many cats sleep a lot. Cats can sleep between 12 and 16 hours a day, and a significant portion of that sleep happens during your absence. But this isn't just laziness, it's a coping mechanism. Sleep is how cats conserve energy, reduce stress, and pass time. When there's nothing to be alert to, the nervous system downregulates. It's efficient, it's elegant, it's very cat. But not all cats sleep the whole time. Many engage in what behaviorists call environmental monitoring. They sit by windows, they watch birds, they track sounds from outside, they patrol the perimeter of the home. This behavior serves multiple functions. It keeps the mind engaged, it maintains the cat's sense of territorial awareness, and, this is important, it keeps them connected to the world that you will eventually return from. The window isn't just entertainment, it's a vigil. Some cats, particularly those with stronger attachment bonds or those who have experienced abandonment or trauma in the past, show more pronounced signs of distress. Excessive vocalization, destructive behavior, inappropriate elimination, loss of appetite. These are signs of separation anxiety, a real, diagnosable condition in cats that is often misunderstood or dismissed. If your cat shows these signs, it's not bad behavior. It's a cry for help from an animal who loves you and doesn't know how to cope with your absence. The good news is that separation anxiety in cats is treatable through environmental enrichment, routine, pheromone therapy, and in some cases, behavioral consultation. But let's come back to the average cat, the one who sleeps, watches the window, maybe knocks something off a shelf just to feel something, and talk about the moment that changes everything. The moment you come home, your cat hears you before you open the door. They hear your footsteps in the hallway. They recognize the specific sound of your key in the lock, not just any key, your key. Their ears rotate, their pupils dilate slightly, their tail begins to move, and something shifts in their brain. Dopamine, the neurotransmitter associated with anticipation and reward, begins to release. Your cat is not just reacting to a sound. They are experiencing the neurochemical equivalent of excitement, of joy, of relief. When you open that door and your cat is there, rubbing against your legs, chirping, rolling on the floor, or simply sitting and staring at you with those slow, half-closed eyes, what you are witnessing is the full expression of feline love. It doesn't look like human love. It doesn't sound like it, but it is love, measured in cortisol drops and dopamine spikes, and the slow blink that, in cat language, means, I trust you completely. I am safe with you. You are mine and I am yours. The slow blink. Let's talk about that for a moment, because it might be the most important thing in this entire video. When a cat looks at you and slowly closes their eyes, not a full sleep blink, but a deliberate, soft, half-close, they are doing something extraordinary. In the wild, closing your eyes in the presence of another creature is an act of profound vulnerability. Predators don't close their eyes. Prey animals don't close their eyes. Closing your eyes means, I am not afraid of you. I am not threatened by you. I choose to be unguarded in your presence. When your cat slow blinks at you, they are telling you, in the most honest language they have, that you are their safe place, that you are trusted, that you are loved, and you can say it back. Try it. Next time your cat is looking at you, hold their gaze softly and slowly close your eyes. More often than not, they will slow blink back. You will have just had a conversation in a language older than words. Now, what can you do with all of this? How do you use this understanding to make your cat's life better and to deepen the bond between you? First, acknowledge the leaving. You don't need to make a big production of it. In fact, overly emotional goodbyes can actually increase a cat's anxiety. But a calm, quiet acknowledgement, a gentle touch, a soft word, signals to your cat that this is a normal, safe event. You are leaving. You will return. Everything is okay. Second, leave your scent. An unwashed piece of clothing, a worn t-shirt, a blanket you've used, these are not just comfort objects. They are neurological anchors. They keep your presence alive in the home while you're gone. Third, create environmental enrichment. Window perches, bird feeders outside the window, puzzle feeders, rotating toes. These aren't luxuries. They are mental health tools for an intelligent, curious animal who needs stimulation to thrive. Fourth, maintain your routine. Cats are deeply comforted by predictability. If you leave at roughly the same time each day, your cat's nervous system learns to expect it, and to expect your return. Unpredictability is stressful. Routine is safety. Fifth, and perhaps most importantly, when you come home, Be present. Put down your phone. Sit on the floor. Let your cat come to you. Give them the reunion they've been waiting for. Not because they demand it, but because they deserve it. You are the center of your cat's world in a way that is quiet, and deep, and real. They don't post about it. They don't tell their friends. They just wait by the door, and slow blink when you walk in, and curl up as close to you as you'll allow. And in that silence, in that warmth, in that small furry weight against your side, that is the whole of it. That is what your cat thinks when you leave the house. They think of you. They wait for you. And when you come back, their world is whole again. Thank you for being the kind of person who wanted to know. Your cat is lucky to have you. And if this video moved you even a little, share it with someone who loves their cat. Because understanding is the beginning of everything. Take care of yourself, and take care of them. We'll see you in the next one.